All right, now we're being broadcasted live through YouTube. I
Okay.
think we need to upgrade to record. I'm not sure, but I would think that since we're we're going live through YouTube, that we should be able to get a YouTube URL. Now, if we like this better than Zoom, I'll stop paying for Zoom, but I can't afford both.
Yeah, you can either one or the other. I think this is going to work out better.
Okay, then I will cancel with Zoom.
Yeah. Well, let's try this for a couple of times, and then
All right.
Because we're not paying right now, right?
No, it's free at the moment. So, but I thought we should go through YouTube, because the thing it is, when Mark puts on the permanent HTML code on the website, he will go through YouTube, but it also can go through other places as well.
Okay.
Because we would be going on the website, but we also be going through YouTube and Facebook and possibly LinkedIn, and that would be very, very good. So,
okay. So what's on our agenda? What are we going to talk about?
Well, I thought that since we're going to introduce Cool Your Heels with holistic tendencies.
Yes.
And to introduce that, I want to interview you about what holistic means and how one can adapt it in today's life, so that they can have a better life in terms of eating and mental exercise and everything else that goes along with being holistic. Because I think that, like organic, the word holistic has been overused, and people don't understand what it really is. So, welcome to Passionate World Talk Radio. Educate, enlighten, and entertain. And AMFM247.com, where you can hear Cool Your Heels with Lillian. And her co-host today is Jeanne White, who has been involved very much in the holistic movement. So I brought her in today so that you can hear from her lips to your ears exactly what holistic means, so that if you have any questions, you can post a comment and let us know, or what part of holistic you would like to really hear about and learn about. It involves cooking, it involves exercising, it involves home meditation. So there's a lot to do with it. And while you're cooling your heels in the holistic space, we want you to enjoy yourself. So, Jeanne, please tell everybody what holistic means.
Well, there's different variations of holistic, meaning you're going to go through a natural situation as opposed to taking medication. That's my interpretation of it. But I have been involved in it since got to be as far back as when I was like 20 years old. For me, holistic meant I needed to learn yoga. Yoga is very good because it can help you to increase your balance. It can help you to think better. It helps you to sleep. It relaxes you, and it really does strengthen your body in many, many different ways. I also have a holistic doctor that I use, Dr. Mark Mincola. I've used him for years, and I've had issues with my immune system. And he tests you every year for your food, whether it's spring, summer, or fall. And he provides different types of supplements in adjacent with your medication. He would never say to me not to take my medication. But, these are the different things that I use for holistic. Meaning I'm going to try different avenues, alternative things, as opposed to always going to the doctor to prescribe medication all the time.
So if we were to give an example, can we show people very simply how to calm themselves down? Example, by taking a breathing exercise in order to let out some of their anxieties and to let out some of the stress that one accumulates during the day. So by the time they get home, they have a lot of baggage that
Oh, yeah,
they bring into the house.
yeah, you're not kidding, especially when they're driving. Oh, I don't know
Yes.
about everyone else in the United States, but I'm sure there's traffic everywhere. And
And
it used to be like 4 o'clock when it would start, gearing up. Then it became 3 o'clock. Now it's even getting earlier, say like 2:30. It's almost like there's a constant motion going on out on the roads, and the stress level gets very antagonizing for a lot of people, and they become really mean and nasty. But if they just would sit in their car if they're sitting waiting for the traffic to move, if they just took like even 2 seconds, to just sit there and close their eyes and just take this deep, deep breath, you bring it in, hold it, and ever so slowly let it out. Now, if you do 5 of those, people don't think it's possible, but it is. It can help reduce some of your stress level.
And not only that, it may prevent you to have some auto rage that a lot of people experience. I mean, you get upset when somebody swerves into your lane. You get upset if you see somebody talking on their phone. You get upset if some kid is hanging out the window. And some people react by jumping out of their cars and threatening you with their fists or carrying their concealed weapon, because you don't know who's carrying guns these days. So you really have to be very careful when you're driving to keep yourselves from going into the set up your Duke's guy, because I'm madder than hell and I'm going to let you have a fist sandwich now.
Right, right. I mean, they can also, reduce their stress also just doing for 5 seconds, a mantra. Pick anything. I like myself. Just say that numerous times over and over for at least a minute, and it redirects your thought process, and so that your body's starting to relax, and now it's coming into a level where you can control what's going on.
And that makes a difference. I mean, you don't have to be thinking pure thoughts. You can just say, I'm going to McDonald's. I'm going to McDonald's. I'm going to McDonald's.
Doesn't
And
matter.
trust me, the thought of maybe getting a big fat hamburger with a lot of fat and grease and cheese and everything else for you is the ideal way you handle stress. That's fine. The idea is to think to yourself what you're saying so that you're not concentrating on your anger or frustration.
Right. It is. And it does help relax you, because look, I've been doing it for years. For years, I've been doing it. In one form or another. It just depends on what works for you. But you can go out there and check the internet. There's tons of information about, holistic, or even how to take care of yourself in a calmly manner. And once you start bringing down your thought process of being so negative, now you're becoming much more pleasant, and you have a different attitude.
If nothing else, when you walk into the door, your spouse who's been waiting at home for you by about 3 minutes because they just got home, and you may have some kids or even a dog who barks hysterically if they pick up on your own energy. You walk in and you're calmer, if nothing else. I mean, there are people that are stepped in the door, and the next thing there's an explosion between the two people occupying that same space because someone has had a bad day. Somebody got yelled at by their boss. Somebody got stuck in traffic. You had to take a detour because the construction is always up.
Right.
Some kid darted into the street after the ball, and oh my God, you almost hit him, but you didn't. Your heart's still in your throat. These things happen.
Right.
And you have to get command of yourself before you let it take you over completely.
And take you over to that dark side that you really don't want to be in, such as road rage. People have been murdered, literally, brutally attacked because of the anger that this other individual has, and it becomes violent.
And it becomes a habit for you to use every time something doesn't go right.
Oh, yeah. It's my way or the highway type of deal. There's a lot of mean people out there. But look, there's many things you can do. There's even just to come home and I don't know, make a cup of tea for yourself and put some nice music on. Something to change your thought process. That, to me, is what holistic is. Holistic is, it can be anything you want it to be, really. Myself, when I think of holistic, I think of yoga. I think of meditation. I think of breathing. Now, people don't think it's going to work, but I'm telling you, there's many, many people that I know that it's worked amazingly on, and it does change you. It does help you to relax and to compose yourself and rethink your process, and somehow move through whatever it is that you're angry about. Sometimes it's not that person that cut you off. It's something else that happened in your life.
Or if you don't like breathing, go over to https:// World Talk Radio, and
Yep.
there is a finger maze that you can let your fingers do the walking instead of talking.
Uh-huh.
And trust me, by the time you finish having your finger go through that maze and you concentrate on it, you will be surprised of how much better you feel.
Right. I do the labyrinth. A lot of people will do the labyrinth. It was like when I was in Italy, I found the labyrinth. And, when you're out, on a vacation, you're going. And so when I saw this, I took it and I went through the process of walking around the different path that you go to. And by the time I got to the part that I needed to be at, I was much calmer. I just don't think people believe that you can be that calm. You can, You just have to believe it's going to happen, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So every Sunday around this time, Jeannie White and I will come on.
Yep.
And we will cool our heels with holistic and organic meanings. So if you're into herbal tea, we'll talk to you about herbal tea and tell you some of the things that can happen when you drink herbal tea. Or if you're into a simple way of cooking, we'll teach you a simple way of cooking using some of the fresh and original ideas that you can use without putting on a lot of weight. But we'll also talk about what I call psychological triggers for holistic and how to keep them from taking over your life. Because we have a very violent society at the moment. Everybody's getting angry. So what do? They get a gun and they kill somebody. We can do a lot better than this, folks. We really can.
Oh my God, we can. And then maybe sometimes, we can invite someone on. We can have someone come on with us.
Absolutely.
That, I know a lot of yogis. I know Reiki people. I know that they all do. There's all different forms of techniques for helping you. The singing bowls, I could have Kathy Burke do the singing bowls, which is very relaxing. If you've ever been to an event where they have the singing bowls, they have like 6 or 7 of them, and they each have a different sound to them, and they swirl around, and it makes this sound. And I swear that by the time she's swirling it, and it just feels like everything is going through you. You can feel it vibrate in your body, and it feels good. So there are different techniques for everything.
You have some preferences, please let us know. The Connect Show at gmail.com or PWR Network LLC at gmail.com and let us know. And we'll put it right up there because this show is dedicated to you folks who want to make a difference for yourselves.
First of all.
Yes.
Right. First of all, them. Yes. I agree. I'm sorry, Lillian. I don't mean, how we are. You and I,
we both talk at the same time. And one other note, there are 2 very special holiday programs that are being planned. So I'll let Jeannie tell you about them. Take it away.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God, I forget the Saturday now, but we can go through it. But at least give them a hint that I think it's the Saturday before Christmas. We're going to have Santa Claus on. And Santa Claus is going to be there. He's taken a little time out of his busy schedule, and we can have the individuals, bring their children on, and they can ask Santa a question. I'll find out, what's Santa doing, and does he really have hot chocolate, or whatever it is the children want to hear. So it'll be around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday. That's one thing, and I think it's going to be fabulous to do that for these little guys. And then Christmas, New Year's Eve, we're going to have a open forum to have musicians coming in and playing different tunes on New Year's Eve, because a lot of people don't always go out on New Year's Eve, but they may have guests at their house. And so they can hear, they can, tune into our station live streaming and hear these different musicians, playing these wonderful, I don't know what songs they're going to play, but, something that to do with the holidays, something that's relaxing. It just depends. We're going to start looking for interviewing different musicians to come on board for that particular night for New Year's Eve. But that's the gist of what that's all about, but more to come, everyone. So if you have any ideas and you want to be involved, especially with Santa Claus, let us know so that we can invite you, to know that you're going to come. And it's going to be like Santa Claus at the town hall or something, whatever, and then we'll promote it. And then you have your questions you want to ask Santa, you can ask Santa, and, he'll have the little elves. We'll be there too to help and to answer the questions. And then, for New Year's Eve, I think it'd be fabulous to have music playing, maybe just sitting around with, your husband, or you have, your families there, or you're having a little group of people there for dinner. Who's to say you can listen to some of this great music that's going to be available to you New Year's Eve. So
for those people who live in Europe or possibly Asia, I will open up the line Saturday morning at 9:00 for you to call in. Santa has agreed to be there. And if he can't make it, well, we've been taking some lessons from Santa, and we'd be more than happy to help you out in a pinch and make sure he gets your requests and everything for when he comes in for the afternoon, because sometimes Santa has a tendency to sleep late in the morning after those long nights of working in the Santa shop. So don't worry, if you're over in Europe or Asia and you want to participate, we'll open up the lines at 9:00. Let us know where you are. Send us in your email. We'll send out the invitation with the special link. Make sure you have a webcam and a microphone, very important, and headphones or speakers. Otherwise, Santa will have trouble hearing you.
I know it. I'm going to be exhausted.
Yes, so make sure you do that, okay?
Yeah.
And we're planning this so that we're going to be officially 15 years on December 5th.
Yeah.
And we want to bring in the new year with a bang and a boom and a lot of drums.
Well, definitely.
Exactly. So if you want to see and hear this video over again with Jeannie White, the station manager of PWTR, and I, the owner, of course, you can view it next Tuesday evening on AMFM247.com at 8 to 9 p.m. And you can also see it here at https://passionateworldtalkradio.com, plus LinkedIn, Facebook, yes, even YouTube, and you will be able to see it. So a quote before we go away and stray from Diderot in 1761, who said, "Greatness is usually the result of a natural equilibrium among opposite qualities." Well, that explains Jeannie and I, and maybe that explains you too. So until next time, thank you very much. Cool your heels with holistic tendencies with Jeannie White and Lillian Cauldwell. Have a great week, and thank you very much for listening.